Bitcoin. Let's see what's going on the Bitcoin chart.
BitcoinZilla stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to BitcoinZilla today and enjoy the new edge. In this video, let's discuss these topics and more.
We are getting a small bounce on Bitcoin. For those of you that know the methodology, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On 7, you're getting a small bounce. This bounce, by the way, really this is a crypto movement, and let's go over to the chart here. Crypto is basically moving on the polls. I know that sounds weird, but what we've basically seen is, Trump, especially on the predicted.orgs and these poly markets, these, political markets, it was, Trump was in the lead, and then all of a sudden Harris kind of came back in the lead, and now just in the last, 12 hours, we've seen Trump, and by the way, I fully believe that these polls have no bearing. I think it's neck and neck, and no one has a clue what ultimately is going to happen. But you can literally see that as soon as it looked a little bit better for Trump, Bitcoin upticked, and we're seeing the altcoins also catch a little bit of a bid, because needless to say, Trump for crypto has been much more all about crypto versus Harris. Harris, she's kind of moved towards crypto and tried to kind of lure crypto in, but it's not been to the extent that Trump. So Trump's definitely, for the crypto market, has been favored more so. And when he does a little bit better in the polls, you'll see it go up. Now, again, as I said yesterday, if we see crypto or Bitcoin dump out, I do have a level here around 64,000. I may be looking to pick up a little bit there myself, as I still would not be surprised if Bitcoin has one more surge up to make a new all-time high up here. All right. Other than that, we could take a look at gold real quick here, guys. But really, to be honest, gold is just not moving. And this is the kicker. You can see right here, the last 3 trading days on gold essentially flat. We're pulling off of this parallel up here, so you do have resistance. But really, at this point, it's all about the Fed and these election results, because those will influence the dollar. They'll influence the yields, and that will push gold up or down. Same thing generally for silver here. Silver, again, is hugging that 32.50 support. Not much going on there. On the other side, we have oil, which continues to creep up, but still, after this big drop, this is just a minor bounce. My short level will be somewhere in here if it continues to climb, so not getting to that level just yet. And then lastly, natural gas. I know you guys love natural gas out there, but nonetheless, big bounce yesterday, pause day today, resistance, short-term support, major support. So again, I have my levels here. We're not even close to any of these levels just yet, so there's really nothing to do on this chart at this point in time. All right, guys. So listen, as we know, today's election day. My guess is the S&P will stay relatively quiet, up a little, down a little, who knows, but somewhere in that kind of unchanged zone.
Despite Bitcoin's recent 6.7% drop below $67,500 amid U.S. election uncertainty, key derivatives metrics indicate traders are staying optimistic about a price rebound. No significant weakness appeared in top traders' aggregate spot and futures positions, implying confidence despite recent declines. Open interest is 10% above early October levels, showing an increase in leveraged positions even amid price corrections. USD stable exchange rate against the USD/CNY signals balanced demand, indicating no urgent sell-off pressures. Concerns over regulatory shifts under a potential Kamala Harris administration contribute to short-term market hesitation. However, optimism remains for post-election stabilization. Overall, the derivatives data supports a cautious yet optimistic market stance, suggesting a potential resumption of the bull trend after the U.S. elections.
Take a look at the pre-market action on the S&P 500. You can see we are slightly positive. So if we look at yesterday had that big dip intraday. We kind of settled in and went sideways into the end of the day. That's where we closed. You can see right now we're trading just up ever so slightly on the S&P 500 pre-market. Remember, volume on the S&P should be very, very quiet today overall. I would expect a slight positive, a slight negative day. It's all about the next few days this week with all the fireworks that we have going on. All right, so let's take a look at the daily and just go over this. I've gone over this each day over this week and even last week. but we have to follow it. This is the key. Remember, this is your technical support right there on the S&P 500 at around 56.65 or 565 on the SPY. We are very close. Even yesterday on that dip, we got very close to it. Wouldn't shock me if on Wednesday or Thursday we touch that line. And remember, that is your big technical level to watch. Remember, two scenarios. One is we catapult right off of that and head back up in a rally post-election. Let's say things go smoothly. There's a clear-cut winner. There's, no craziness because of the election. And you could see that big move back up. And I think the markets push higher. If we get some issues, if any economic data comes out, if the Fed says anything suspect on Thursday, we might get a couple days like this and a breakdown in the chart. This line to me is my major pivot. And what do I mean by major pivot? Major pivot means that as long as we stay above, the bias remains to the upside. If we break below and confirm, we take out the prior major pivot high, which has not happened since the bear market of 2021, right? So again, you've had these major pivot highs. This was that swoon in August. We had a great dip, and then we came right up underneath it, and we've made new highs, and it's kind of been the uptrend that's continued. So this line here, 56.65 on the S&P 500, confirmation below, I think the market has topped. If we stay above and don't confirm below, then I think we go to 6,100 or 6,000 on the S&P 500. Now, remember, a lot of people will say, which one are you taking? That's not my job. My job is a probability analyst, right? Meaning that I'm looking at the charts and I need to know. So what I know is that if we get below here and confirm, then probabilities heavily favor a downside move. As long as we stay here, my bias is to the upside off of that technical level. Really important to understand that, folks. That's what real traders do. They're probability analysts. I'm looking at the NASDAQ here real quick. This is a chart that has broken support, but notice it has not confirmed, so it's an unconfirmed breakdown. And remember, the difference between unconfirmed breakdowns are that if it doesn't confirm, it could be a fake out. And that's what we're trying to wait and see. Once it confirms, the probabilities that it's a fake out go probably down to about 20% or less. If it's unconfirmed, the chance that it's a fake out could be as much as 70 to 80%. So confirmation is of the utmost important when analyzing what a true breakout or breakdown is versus a fake out. Okay, let's get into some charts here. We have Palantir with a beautiful move up on earnings. This was one that was trading near all-time highs going into earnings. I do have a level for you to watch today. Take a look at the daily chart. So again, we were pulling back going into earnings right here. Big push up. We're nearing that $48 to $49 level. For me, what I did was I took this low and dragged it to the low yesterday before earnings, stretch a parallel out, and what we see here is a beautiful parallel that matches the highs. Let's go over and take a look at it on the big board here. So here we have it, right? Take this low, connect it to this low yesterday. You might say, well, why that low yesterday? Because we already know this stock is trading up here today in the pre-market. So we very clearly have a low there. That's your connector. When you drag that parallel up, you get this exact high, you get this exact high, and what that implies is that we likely will touch this line here. Now, it also lets me in on the secret that the chart is telling me, the breadcrumbs it's bringing, that every time we've hit that line, we've pulled back off of it. So as a technical trader, what am I doing? I'm looking at this and saying, okay, at $50 approximately, there should be significant resistance. We know at that point the stock would be stretched on the day, something like 15, 18, 19%, something like that, and it would likely give us a pullback there. Remember, it's all about probabilities. So my job is to look and say, at what level do the probabilities favor a pullback on this stock, Palantir? And that level right there is the level to watch. So that's the one I'm going to be watching. We may day trade it. I already have it as a swing short. I'll probably be adding at that level as well and looking to make some money.
The U.S. dollar has been wielded as a weapon of oppression, a Russian official argues, accelerating its decline as the world's reserve currency as his nations pursue currency alternatives. A UK pension scheme has allocated 3% of its portfolio to Bitcoin, marking a groundbreaking move aimed at diversification and potential long-term growth amid economic challenges. A U.S. dollar collapse would trigger catastrophic global upheaval, warns Dmitry Medvedev, describing a looming explosion with grave consequences for the entire world economy. Bitcoin could reach $3 million, according to asset manager VanEck, with a model showing its potential as a reserve asset held by global central banks. As the 2024 U.S. election draws near, the crypto community is abuzz, eagerly watching to see how Bitcoin will respond. Many industry insiders are keen to share their perspectives on what might unfold in this dynamic landscape. Bitcoin's price is set to rise regardless of the 2024 election outcome, says Anthony Scaramucci, though Trump's deregulation could provide a short-term boost. Bitcoin is soaring once again, but Bitcoin.com CEO Corbin Fraser wishes to remind everyone that with its unique set of driving forces, Bitcoin is on a long-term trajectory to reshape the global economy. Alibaba has laid off employees at its metaverse unit, Yuanjing, reflecting a broader industry trend of waning interest in metaverse projects by large Chinese corporations. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.